Welcome back. One final point before we go tonight. What the mainstream media was too afraid to tell you about the news this week. This week, while the mainstream media obsessed about Melania Trump saying that she and her son are bullied by opportunists, which they are, here are the things that happened that really matter. Former Trump National Security Advisor General Michael Flynn was encouraged by the FBI to interview without a lawyer to make him more comfortable. In addition, General Flynn was not warned by the FBI that not telling the truth to federal investigators, even during a casual interview, was a crime. That's not all. The FBI agents who interviewed Flynn believed Flynn was telling the truth during that first interview. It wasn't until 7 months later they said he was lying. So what changed their minds? And where are those first reports that said Flynn wasn't lying? And why is the FBI being secretive about this? Could it be because the FBI set up Michael Flynn in hopes that he would lie? Now, did the mainstream media ask any of these questions? No, they didn't. Of course they didn't. The mainstream media didn't even report on this because it exposes the plot against Trump administration officials at the hands of the FBI. 31 businesses, organizations, and individuals who spend their time agitating for climate change action refused to answer Daily Caller questions about whether they would give up their private jets. They would not answer the hypocrites. Meanwhile, the United States decreased emissions by 2.7% last year, while China increased their emissions by 1.7%. India increased their emissions by 4.6%. The EU increased their emissions by 1.5%, and France increased by 3.6%. But did the mainstream media report on any of this? Of course they didn't. Instead, the mainstream media parrots the talking point from the left, blaming President Trump for wildfires because he won't be part of the phony Paris Climate Accords. A Harvard grad student was told by her landlord to move out of the house because she possessed legally owned firearms. The girl had been physically abused in the past relationships, was well-trained and compliant with law in her possession of guns. Her roommates snooped in her room after they saw that she had a Make America Great Again hat and then tattled on her to the landlord when they found her guns. The landlord then told her to move out. But did the mainstream media tell you this story? No, they didn't. The mainstream media didn't even report on this girl's privacy or her rights being violated. More than 63% of non-citizens in our nation are on government welfare. That's 4.6 million households. California, the number is even higher. 7 in 10 California immigrant households are on welfare. Yet, Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats pretend that they don't want border security or a border wall because the wall is too expensive. How much are we paying for the welfare of all the illegal aliens who violated our laws and are now in our country illegally? That answer, the mainstream media won't report to you. No, they won't. Instead, they pretend Border Patrol killed a 7-year-old migrant girl when she was actually killed by her father, who didn't feed her or give her water for days and days after forcing her on the dangerous journey to try to cross into the United States illegally. The mainstream media doesn't care to report any of that to you, so we will. And that is my final point. You can reach me on Twitter at Liz_Wheeler. If you like the show, please send me an email at oann.com/contact. In the meantime, catch us here tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern. And until then, have a good night.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.